All right, I just wanted to go over the presentation I made during the elementary school EarthWeek celebration kickoff on last Friday. They had a assembly with Kinder A through grade 4, last period on a Friday in a hot room, so it was quite a challenge to have the kids engaged. But here goes just with my presentation that I did during that assembly. So I just wanted to introduce the concept of climate change for the students, and we looked at the two sides of the photo, and I explained about drought and climate and temperature changes and weather changes. And I did a quick scientific explanation of it, showing that this is from scientists who have been studying this for years, that it's the greenhouse gases that are causing the Earth's heat to be trapped and raise temperatures of both oceans and of air, the atmosphere. Showed them the photo here of Paradise, California. Droughts throughout the world and have caused the risk of wildfires to be more prevalent. This was the photo from the Kansai airport here in Osaka, and this was from last fall when we had a typhoon and the airport flooded, and with stronger typhoons and heavier rains, it causes more flooding. Last summer in June, we had a heavy rains for 4 or 5 days, and this is caused mudslides in Hiroshima. And then the high temperatures and the other problems with ocean changes have caused coral bleaching. This is a photo from Okinawa, and so I just wanted to show the students that things are happening here in Japan as well for climate change. This is a video that I showed, and I highly recommend watching it. It's from Australian News, and it talks about garbage incineration here in Japan. And then it specifically shows the Maishima incineration plant that we went and visited as a school last weekend, and it also shows some of the recycling programs in the villages. So excellent video. We watched parts of it during the presentation, during the assembly with the kids. I didn't show them the whole thing, but I advise you to watch the whole thing. This was our group when we went to the Maishima incineration plant. This is a photo in the lobby. The lobby and the hallways and the outside facade was done by the Austrian artist Hunterwasser, and so it was really cool to walk around in there. And we had a mix of students and parents and teachers, and our goal was just to learn about the place and maybe inspire some people to make further field trips there with their students. This is the outside. This is the Rooftop Garden. Hunterwasser was way ahead of his time. Back in the 70s, he was proposing rooftop gardens and adding trees and nature. He was also someone who didn't like straight lines and kind of the industrial look. So all through the factory, lots of color, lots of different shapes and designs, and it really makes it cool. You see, that's my son Owen there in the front. And if you see in the background, that's the smokestack. And they have a lot of scrubbers and stuff, and they've shown that with the incineration plant that even though they burn the garbage and turn it into energy, there's not a lot of emissions because of the heavy scrubbers that they have. This was the control center, and this is where they monitor everything that's happening in the plant. As you know, they do the recycling, and they do some crushing of the bulky items, and then they also burn a lot, and then they use the ash and the packaging. They squash the bulky items, things that they can't recycle, and into 15-centimeter blocks, and they use the ash and the blocks to create more artificial islands in Osaka Bay. And this was a video of the trucks coming and bringing and dropping off a lot of the bulky items, couches and bicycles and wheelchairs and tables and all sorts of things. And it's an exciting video for the kids to watch as it gets dumped down in there. This is a video that I took while we were there. And this is a landfill. This is the largest landfill in the world in the Philippines. And I wanted to show the differences here in Japan, where they burn the garbage. And a lot of the garbage, when it's burned, it generates electricity for the plant, and it also excess electricity is sold back to the grid, and it's an alternative to landfills. We did a few hands-on things, and I had a bunch of props there, and the kids went through them. And then what you can do about it, I put in little videos, 2 videos of my home recycling center, so you can click on those. And I forgot to do the paper one, so I also showed that. And then I encourage the students to put pressure on government, because government policy is the one thing that will make major changes. I mean, I kind of separated into what they can do personally as a student and as a family, but then other things that they can do on a wider scale to help with climate change and taking care of the earth. So putting pressure on governments, advocating, we talked about that. Putting pressure on big businesses to be more sustainable. Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. And then I encourage them to eat less meat. Livestock, beef and chicken takes up a lot of land, and the less meat they eat, the less land will be devoted to raising livestock, and it'll help the environment by converting it back into natural landscapes. And then I collapsed in exhaustion as we released the elementary school back to their classes. So that's my EarthWeek kickoff. Thank you.